Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be installing some new brakes. So these are genuine Brembos that are compatible with the stock rotors. This is the front only, so I'm going to still have stock rear brakes. This is the same seller. The one who gave this to me was the one who provided Mel and Brandon with their big brake kit. And this is a great option for those who are looking for something that is affordable. This is probably the cheapest Brembo big brake kit you can do for the fronts only. They're 2-piston calipers, really big, also very lightweight. I weighed them, they're only 8.8 pounds without the pads and the lines. So 8.8 pounds compared to, I think the stock one is about 14 pounds. So that's a pretty good amount of unsprung weight that we're saving. Brake fluid cap says Brembo on it, so these are pretty dang genuine, I think. Attention to detail is really nice. These are the pads, Brembo pads 4W9, part number here. Semi-metallic, so I might change these out to ceramics later on if we get too much brake dust. I asked for blue color, but I think I might have to repaint the rears to match these ones, since the ones I have right now are a little bit lighter blue. The kit also came with stainless steel lines and also this custom made bracket aluminum, and this is going to allow us to mount it to the stock rotors. So these particular Brembos are from a Volkswagen Touareg, I believe. Their model number is BM5. So if we ever need to get replacement pads, I know what to search for. Let's go ahead and we'll get started on installing these on the M3. Alright, so welcome to the front driver's side of the car. I have the caliper off already and hanging, the OEM caliper. Now, I needed to remove the heat shield, which is right here, held on with 3 10mm bolts. Once that's off, go ahead and then take your applied caliper bracket right here and then start loosely bolting it on, and then we're going to line it up here and put it on as well. Put the lights here. Fingers crossed. Wow, look at that, guys. Really nice fitment. It's almost like this brake was meant for this. This is the stock rotor too. Really impressed. These are the genuine Brembo pads. So the way these fit is you just plop them in and then put the pin on. There's a little pin that you come across to lock them in place. This is so easy to change your brake pads. You don't have to remove the calipers anymore. So easy. And then you gotta find your other parts. This piece here will hold it in place. And then you've got your 2 pins that I'm gonna grease up. I'm using synthetic caliper grease, just so that this glides nice and smooth inside there. Hopefully it doesn't make too much noise. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the line from this OEM brake caliper because we need to drain the fluid out. Don't leave your caliper hanging like this unless you don't plan on reusing it. It's an 11mm wrench, and I got my bottle here to catch any fluid that comes out. There we go. Okay, cracked it loose. Get your catch bottle ready. Okay, so up here we have an 11mm nut, and once you loosen that you can just pull this down. As you see, I already have it loosened.
One thing I recommend is before you do this, make sure you have your stainless steel lines ready to go, because this is mixing a lot of brake fluid, and if you want to try to minimize as much drip as possible. Keep an eye on your fluid level, make sure it doesn't go below minimum. The minimum logo is right down here. So right now we're right about here. I filled it up already because we were close to minimum. I was taking a little too long and the fluid is just dripping out. So you actually want to do this a little quickly so that you can get that stainless steel line in and minimize the amount of fluid that's coming off. The upgraded Brembos are a little bit smaller, but also much lighter. This one really feels much lighter than this one. So unsprung weight savings, can't really beat that. Plus looks wise, this one looks better. The stock one is single piston, and I believe this one is either 2 pistons or 4, because there's a set on each side. Alright, so far this is the progress. Now I need to go ahead and bleed the brake fluid, but fitment is really good. Spot on over here. Let me see if I can kind of show you guys. Maybe 1 or 2 millimeters, really small amount of space in between the end of the rotor, so hopefully we don't get a little rust ring, but we'll find out. I'll keep you guys updated. But so far, this is the look at it, and I'm going to go ahead and bleed the brakes. I'm going to do all 4 sides since we're due. It's been almost 2 years. Alright, so I am bleeding the rear passenger brake caliper first, and then I'm going to go all the way around in order to get some air out of the system and get some new brake fluid in. I'll catch up with you guys after I'm done here. I have a video on how to bleed your brakes, multiple videos exactly, so I'll link them here if you ever need them. There's quite a lot of bubbles that are coming out. Might be hard to see on camera, but right around here you can see them. So there's 2 areas to bleed, right here and also in the back. Alright, so I just finished. I actually also painted the brake calipers in the rear so that it could match the front. So here's the front now. Overall, looks a lot better. Not super big, but honestly, looks great either way. Okay, so I checked the pedal, the brake pedal, and it's pretty soft even after I've bled the brakes a few times. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the DSC bleed and recalibration procedure using BMW or Beamer Geeks Pro Tools. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Chassis, DSC Stability Control, and then we're going to go down to Functions, I believe. Let's click on Calibration. We're going to calibrate the entire system starting now. Confirm. When you do that, you can hear the master cylinder. It's squeezing those calipers as tight as possible. And this should give us a firmer pedal, because right now it's pretty soft. Fingers crossed. We're going to turn on the car and see if the brake pedal still feels firm or soft. Okay, so definitely a bigger difference. Before, I had to push the pedal quite a bit. There was a lot of dead space before it would actually bite the pedal or the brakes. Now I barely touch it and it's super firm. Good news, guys, the pedal is much firmer after doing that DSC module recalibration. Just barely touch it and we're already stopping pretty quick there. So one of the things that I didn't really like about the E90X generation, especially the convertible M3, is that it's really heavy and the brakes are not as good in stock form. So trying to stop a heavy car, you need all the help you can get. So I believe these brakes are an upgrade. 4-piston versus single piston, there's more clamping force. I feel like the car is more willing to stop, and that is a great feeling, that feeling of confidence when you're driving. Let's do a little brief test here. 60 to 0, if you guys are interested in seeing that. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and oh gosh. Yeah, these are, okay, they stop better than the OEM. I can easily say that. I felt myself getting pushed forward. Yeah, these brakes are a much better upgrade in looks and performance compared to the OEM stock front brakes. Honestly, I'm saying that this is a great upgrade, but obviously if you can spring for his full front and rear upgrade with new rotors as well, you'll get even more performance. And you can check out my video with Brandon and Mel installing the Porsche 17Z Brembo brakes. But if you're on a budget, this is a great option. And as you can see, my M3 has a lot of budget parts, but I spend the time to install things correctly, and I also spend the time to do research and make sure that it's a worthy upgrade. Let's put the windows up. Man, this sounds so good. Oh, this car is amazing. The brakes are such a needed upgrade on this car, man. So much better. Really feel confident in the stopping power of this car. I'm willing to go to Alice's more often now. Okay, so we are back home, and the new brakes feel really good. They look really good. And if you haven't noticed, we also have a new wing over there. Hope you guys like it. We listen to the haters who don't like the ricer ring, or ricer wing. So here we go now. Mature, cleaner M3, somewhat. We still got the AMG stripes though. Thanks again, Jeremy from JQ Auto Works, or JQ Works, for letting us test this out. I'm really happy with them. I think they're a great product, and for the price, you can't beat it, right? Like being able to have a big brake kit like this for less than $1,000, definitely can't beat that. They perform well, they look great. I don't know what more you can ask for. Fitment is good, didn't have to do any modifications. Hopefully he has an option for the rear soon, because I would love to upgrade the rears as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good evening.